viewers, my name is Neville Barnard. I decided to do a short weekend session here at Florida Lake again, testing the new MCT baits. Early this morning I cast into the small lily patch you can see behind me, and I landed a 11.9 kilo on our krill, and just as the cameraman came I landed this beauty of 10.6 on that lily patch on a fishy bait. So let's take a look at this beauty. It's starting to get fat for spawn. The other one was actually much fatter than this one. But this one gave an unbelievably good fight. Maybe 20 minutes fight. I really enjoyed that. Let's put her back so she can spawn in a couple of days. Letting her swim off. I've decided to come to this specific spot because it's beginning of September and the calves the big females will start to come in to spawn, and there's big lily beds left and right of us. So I've decided to come here and target these lily beds, and so far it's been working. I had 2 this morning. I've used critically balanced baits because next to these lilies they die and they lie on the bottom, and it's not a hard bottom, it's very soft. So for that reason I use critically balanced baits. Let me put it on for you. Ready to be cast out. Where I'm fishing is right behind me, behind these lilies. There's a small little bay just behind me. I'm feeding these boilies with a boilie stick in that little bay, and I'm casting my rod from there into that bay. That's where I've been picking up the fish. Joining me on this session is Basil and Ferdi. They are the inventors of MCT baits, and I think we're going to have a big hit of fish this weekend. The weather looks perfect. I think it's the smallest fish in the dam. The fish doesn't give you much of a fight. It's caught exactly off the same bait. It's a new fish meal boilie, and exactly the same spot. So the fish are on all of the freebies that we put out. So we're going to put them exactly the same spot and see what happens. Just lost one in the lilies. It's one of the problems you have if you fish close to obstacles, is sometimes they do reach it, and unfortunately this one went straight into the lilies and I couldn't do anything to it. But at least they're biting, so I'm gonna throw this in again. It's a very exciting time of year. It's beginning of September. spawning time. The big females are at their very biggest. They're coming into the shallow water. That's why I decided to come sit here in the shallow part of the lake next to the lily pads to target those big females, and hopefully we can show you a few of those big Florida females. Let's talk about the tackle I'm using for this session. In my hands I've got the Raging Bull from Waft, Western, that you can get from Western Accessories. I got these rods, or use these rods, for their casting ability. As you can see behind me, there's lilies, but they go all the way around to about 200 meters out. So if you want to reach those far points where the fish are jumping or showing, and you need to reach those fish, this is the kind of rod you have to use. I've combined that with the Jackal Cormax Big Pit Reel. Smag drag is smooth as silk, holds one hell of a lot of line, and it casts very well. I can reach those fish that's showing out far. Why I decided to fish braid is I'm fishing right up against the lilies, and you don't want any stretch that you get with nylon, because otherwise if the fish takes the line, your indication is slower and it runs into the lilies and you lose your fish. With braid there's no stretch whatsoever, so if you fish straight on the lilies, the fish pick you up, you hold him, you can turn him, bring him in. This is a size 6 anti-snag Jackal hook, and even though it's so small, it landed me all those fish you see on this program. You have to keep pressure. I cast it right up against the lilies, and the first few meters is key, just to turn its head and to swim towards you. But this one is doing the right thing, swimming left away from the snags, so all's good. Early morning, cup of coffee in the hand, and the rod goes off. There it turns to the right. Now it's going to the lilies again. Let's do the reverse. This is fun. Let me tell you, this is fun. It's brilliant when a plan comes together. Pre-baited the spot. I found my spots where I'm casting, hitting the spots, getting the bait there. It's now probably my 6th fish since yesterday in the net. I just had a screaming take on my usual spot, on that fishy, spicy, oily we field testing. It's a beautiful fish, this one. Gave a good account of itself. It's got a scar, but it's well healed by now. Nice 12.5 kilo on the dot. Absolutely immaculate fish. This is almost my favorite part of the whole capture, is the safe release of these big females, especially one carrying the next generation of carp. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, the line pings off its back. Doesn't feel good. I think I need to go that side to get the angle better. Here you can see the advantage of a smooth drag. Every time the carp shakes its head, you can see, just ticks away. We never want to make premature statements, but this feels like a very nice fish. But we'll see
Maybe it's just a small one being a bit stubborn, but it actually it feels nice. There's a snag drifting in the wind, a branch, and this fish is going straight for that branch. They know exactly how to get loose. They're very clever. There's a bit of a sandbank here. It's quite shallow. So if you catch these big females, their stomachs touch the bottom, they feel it and they just turn around. So you have to take your time, nurse the fish over the shallow areas until we reach the deep gully here where we can net her safely. She's in, she's mine. And I'm actually losing count now. I think this is my 6th or 7th fish now. And they just seem to get bigger and bigger, so watch the space. And our land is 13.2 kilo. Nice fat female. Look at this. This is a beautiful fish. She'll be ready to spawn in a month's time. Immaculate condition. It's getting heavy now. And I'm sure you want to know on what. It's this new MCT boilies that we're field testing, and they just came on the market and they really work. They have quite a big variety. This specific one is a white chocolate, but I've been doing very well and on this session on the spicy fish and the krill. But I've also had fish on the strawberry and on the chocolate as well. As you've seen, we've had quite a bit of action even during the day, which is a bit strange for this lake. But I think what helped is the stick mix from MCT. This is the specimen blend, is basically different mixture of particles. And the advantages of using this is twofold. First of all, you pull your hook inside a PVA like this. So if you cast close to the lily pads, your hook doesn't hook onto the stems and it doesn't get fouled up. The method mix, the stick mix here, explodes underneath the water and it makes a little feeding patch right by your hook. So as it falls down, your hook bait is critically balanced and it lies in between your feed. It's the middle of the afternoon. As you can see, very busy, very hot. We didn't have any action for about 2 or 3 hours, but I rebaited my rods, put some fresh bait out, and yeah, maybe 10 minutes later this one was off. Doesn't feel particularly big. If you have a quiet weekend or a quiet day for that matter, then anything is better than nothing. It came in, it's quite close, maybe 10 meters out. I still don't think it's a big fish because it came in quite easily. 9.3 kilos, not a big fish, but still nice. We started a session on Friday morning. It's now late Saturday afternoon, end of our session. We had a great session. I think we landed 10 or 12 carps, with the majority of them over 10 kilos, which is nice. The biggest went 13.2. The baits we tested worked perfectly. The gear I used from Jackal and Western Accessories, the waft rods, perfect to reach the far points where the carps were jumping. Florida Lake is a gem in the city of Johannesburg, and as you saw all the fish, it's really something special.